Yeah, it could be the worst. Could be worse. I don't know if I'm streaming or not. Can you let me know? We'll just wait people. We'll wait for people to log in. I think it's streaming. Yeah, it seems to be streaming. Hey, good morning. Oh, right on. Yeah, I'll edit this out later. It's kind of early. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to work my way back to 8 a.m. Be honest, I was going to start at 8 a.m. and then life got in the way. So I don't know if I'm early or if I'm late. Well, it did it for you, Max. Feeling on a Sunday afternoon. So, guten Morgen. We'll start in like 4 minutes. Make yourself comfortable. Yeah, I saw that. What was that, like 10 minutes ago? 20 minutes ago? I guess 20 minutes ago. Yeah. It kindly knocked me out of a trade. Son of a... But that's my fault. That's my bad. I actually have been focused on the lira. And I was talking about it earlier in the chat. I was 100% ready for a trade on the Turkish lira yesterday. I planned it out hours in advance. I even had it down to like the hour I wanted to do it. Once again, life got in the way and I didn't do it. And of course, I wake up this morning and, oh, son of a... Oh, I had it all planned out and everything. And it was a beautiful move. Oh, son of a... Missed the whole son of a gun thing. And then, of course, in the last half an hour or so, I've been getting ready to stream. I haven't been trading, and I missed it. I missed a sort of a scalp on it. And so anyways, so I'm a little bummed out. Gold up or down? I don't know. Probably both. Did I? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Well, I'm not in it now. So I don't know. I don't know. Is the beast breaking up? Well, we'll take a look. Yeah, I don't know. So we'll take a look at it. I don't remember. I'm in a sour mind moment right now. All I know is the one I missed. I don't remember anything else. So there you go. That's why we need a site group, right, Max? How do you deal with that? In this case, I'm just moaning and groaning about the money I didn't make, but it could be worse, I suppose. So yeah, we'll go through those. Yeah, boy! All right, it's 8:29 in America, in New York City. So I guess we'll start in a couple of seconds. How you doing? Everybody feel good? No, thank you, Luca. Joe Chang, not feeling good. Sorry, man. Sorry, JC. No, trades are going the wrong way again. That's interesting because has anything changed? We'll take a look. Retail sales, all that kind of stuff. It shouldn't matter. I mean, guys like retail sales, all these things are trends. So, right, Mr. Highvolt says no, trades are going the wrong way again. But fundamentally, nothing's changed, but maybe we're just caught in a cycle or whatever. Anyways, we'll go through it. All right, so good morning. My name is Wayne McDonald. I'm a currency trader. Let's do some dollar pairs, yen pairs, Swissy pairs, gold, oil, exotics, and I'll take requests. Let's go. Trading on a Sunday afternoon. Hey, good morning. Let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. So, happy good morning, happy day. I'm grumpy. I missed a bunch of trades. Missed a bunch of trades. And then I log in and see a follow-up, but I'm preparing for the webinar, and because I'm preparing for a webinar, I missed a scalp. And so anyways, hey, my name is Wayne McDonald. I'm a currency trader just like you. You might feel like me this morning. Maybe you don't. Maybe you feel great. Anyways, plus South Africa just cut interest rates and screwed up another thing for me. So whatever. Hey, I'll take requests. I'll cover currency pairs you want me to cover, but I'm going to cover all the ones I've already mentioned. Here's the thing. The raison d'etre, the reason for being, the reason why we're here is for me to teach you how to plan your trades in advance using leading indicators, using lagging indicators, using fundamental analysis, all with the overriding goal of planning your trades in advance. Now, when you're able to do this, you will have what? Control, consistency, and confidence. And when you develop those things with profitability to back it all up, then hopefully you choose Trader's Way for your prime broker, for your trading business, tradersway.com. Excellent spreads, amazing swaps, world-class customer service. If you want an ECN account, it's yours, baby. If you like variable accounts like me, it's yours. You want fixed spread for scalping, it's yours. The other thing I'd like to maybe start out with today, I got a question in the YouTube comments. One had to do with, hey man, something about setting up templates, and they didn't really understand. They're like, every time I change my templates, like my pivots go away or something like that. I'm like, yeah, that's what templates do. So anyways, I thought I'd show you how to set all that up as well. Just sort of an MT4 trading tip of the week, if you will. Oh, Ed says, Wayne, your fancy lady with the scarf is talking later today. My fancy lady. What am I, a PIMP? I'm an economic pimp. Eco pimp. PIMP. Yeah, that's funny. So anyways, cool. Yeah, so let's just start. Let's just start. Let's do that. I'm going to pick a template. Let's pick a random one. All right, we'll call this Swissy Pound Swissy. Swissy Pound Swissy. Now this is set up for my other screens, but let's kind of get this in webinar size. So this is webinar size. Welcome to the webinar size. Oh, by the way, swing trading group, we're going to meet today. What time is it now? 8:30, 9:30, 10:30. So let's do 2-hour timer.
Okay, 2 hours. Starting now.
Gotcha. All right. So anyways, we'll set all that up. Okay. I don't know if I've ever explained this. The reason I have this setting is this is supposed to be a 4-hour. Okay. This is supposed to be a 1-hour. This is the actual one I trade on. And then this one is typically a 15. Okay. And this one is typically like a 5-minute, 5M. Okay. Now, I haven't explained this since, I don't know, 2002. But I do the trading here, but I want to quickly look at where the EMAs here on the short term. And then over here, I want to know where the EMAs are on the medium term. Plus, I probably want to see something like, let's say, weekly pivots, right? So I'll do swing trading weekly pivots here. And then here, I might want to see monthly pivots. Okay? So I can see where I am. Here's the 4-hour 21, right? Here's the 1-hour 55. Here's the 15 and change. Now we probably want, what do you want to throw down here? You want any pivots? We can do confluence over here, just because. So now we got both. And then for this, what do we want? Maybe even just trading confluence again. Okay. So I can see this pivots here and that pivots there. Okay. So whatever. That's what it is. Okay. Now this is how this template, okay, this Swissy Pound Swissy, this is a template. And now if I switch to yen, here's a yen setup. And then I go back to Swissy Pound Swissy. No, Swissy Kiwi Swissy. Was it Did I screw it up? It was, wait. Yeah, wrong one. Although this is nice though too. Kind of like this one. Anyways, let's go back to Swissy Pound Swissy. Swissy Pound Swissy. There we go. Okay. You'll see it's back to how we set it up. Cool. I kind of like the other one better, but we'll stay with this. Now, what if I like this, but I want to change the currency? Okay. But when I'm trading, I still want it to look like this. Okay. Well, then I need to create a new template. And in fact, there's a template here. Okay, this is a template. And this whole thing is a profile. All right. So here, let's say I decide I want Bollinger Bands. Or even better, let's go back here. Instead, let's add insert. Let's do something different. Insert indicators, custom, and here. This is one right from MetaTraders. Boom. So now I got trending. Okay, so that's how I changed the indicator here. Now I got some trending data. Cool. So this, if you want to save that, you'd go template, save template, name it whatever you want. And where did that pop up? Okay, here. Name it whatever you want. And now you could always exit from your template drop down. And it'll always be there. Okay? But now you can save this whole thing, and this whole thing is a profile. So let me show you. So we got all this set up. I actually don't like this, but I'll just show you how to do it. We're going to change the currency here, and I'm going to add Bitcoin. 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 And Bitcoin. So now I'll shut this. Okay, and now we got Bitcoin everywhere. Okay, so now it's still, this profile is still labeled Swissy Pound Swissy. Okay, so why don't we save this as a new profile? Save profile as crypto BTC USD. Okay, I got to put a space in there. Wrong side. Okay, so now this combination of charts with these combination of templates is called crypto BTC USD. It'll change down here as it saves. Crypto. Okay, so now I can go to USD Mexican Peso. Brings up a profile of chart templates, and now I can go back and I can do wherever it is, crypto. Brings up again the templates have, as I set them up, the charts with templates. Cool. And this is exactly how it was set up. Okay. Maybe major baby steps. Okay, man. Baby steps. Okay, baby steps. So let's go to the Bitcoin 4-hour chart. Okay, do a linear regression. Does it seem more up than down? Yep. Let's double check something else. Oops, delete. M2 predicts M4. Oh, look. Maybe, just maybe, our trading methodology works for Bitcoin too. We call this a double bottom. Okay, M2 to M4. Cool. Do you want to short this? Probably not. Do I actually trade Bitcoin? I probably like over $100,000 last year in Bitcoin. Okay, it's more of an interest. It's more of an interest than anything. Okay, it's just more of an interest. Yeah, more. Yeah. So I look at it more like as a venture capitalist would. I look at this more like the future. I don't know anything about Bitcoin per se. I'm interested in blockchain. So it's more like I piss around with it, right? It's sort of like I'm just hanging around, but, you know, I'm more of a lurker than like a real trader. But, you know, to me, money is money. This is how I like tiptoed into gold and oil. I realized very early on in my trading days, probably around the year 2000, I was kind of looking at why things like money moves, right? My very sort of beginnings in Forex, not even beginnings in Forex, my beginnings in finance. And I realized gold and oil, in particular oil, really, 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 really has an impact on everything. It matters for everything. And so I look at him like, well, oil is just money. And what about gold? Gold is the anti-dollar, which is just another form of money, right? Now, Bitcoin is just, I don't know if I'm so bold as to call it money, but it's close, right? It's some form, it's a medium of exchange. I don't know if it's truly a store of value, right? And is it really a medium of exchange? Like if I want to go and buy some ammunition and some diapers, um, can I use Bitcoin to do it? Maybe the ammo, right? I don't know. So it's not a very good medium of exchange. It's hard to get rid of it. It's hard to spend it, right? Is it a store of value? Well, some people bought it at 20,000 and they'll say it's a horrible store of value, right? All this kind of stuff. So, but it's something and it's tradable. Do I think cryptos will eventually replace fiat currencies? No, but maybe fiat goes digital completely or something. I mean, we're pretty close to that, right? So anyways, guys, so I'm looking at this chart and do you see what's going on here? Just the same kind of stuff, lower low, lower high, right? Here's your sell pivot. Here's your target. Okay. Okay. Here's your January M2, which predicts M4. So we got the up, down. This is the roll reversal second chance. Okay. Up. Now notice this particular week. So now here's your monthly trade. Trade of the month, Tom. Here to here. Trade of the week. Here's your M2 to M4. And there's your toe. Trade of the week. Okay. So what am I going to do next week? Well, the trade of the month is dead, but I might, or most likely would look for something like this. For the next toe, okay? Because this is my buy zone, this is my roll reversal. So under current market conditions, I'll probably do that. Okay? How many people here would like me to throw this in on our daily routine? Lucas, the best fundamentals that I know of for crypto in general, I don't like the other coins, I don't have much belief in at all. I think the one thing if I were to believe something, maybe just Bitcoin, but I have a friend that does ICOs and stuff like that, and he's done very well for himself. He's a multimillionaire. But so I'd have to ask him, but the validity behind all the other ones, I don't know. But let's just look at Bitcoin as an alternative to dollar, right? And how would the dollar react to things like bad geopolitical risk? Okay, well, let me erase that train of thought. Beep, 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 beep. I look at Bitcoin, again, it's sort of an alternative to the dollar, or maybe it's an alter ego to the dollar. I don't know. It's not anti-dollar. That's not what I'm saying. But let's say there's sort of a combination of buyers, I guess. When everything is so risk on, people are willing to throw their money anywhere. That might be interesting. But I think it moves a lot more now when it looks like fiat currency is under threat, like a big risk off moment. And money, people, people like almost like I think of like prepper stashes, right? Like, oh my God, society's going to collapse. Get me my gun, get me my jars of food, get me my Bitcoin, right? Which is kind of funny because what are you going to do when there's no internet? Buying something with crypto ain't going to work. But anyways, so why don't we discover the answer together? But it seems like it moves in sort of when the markets are extremes, right? Well, Michael, I think if you're going to make money in blockchain, I don't think the real money is made in crypto per se. Like I have nothing against it, but I think if you had big money, getting involved with corporations that integrate blockchain into things like banking. Makes sense? I think the entire real estate industry should move to blockchain. Like if you've ever bought a house before, you have to get like titles and deeds and look for liens and like, what is all this crap? Well, you have to prove you own the house. Well, where's that? Oh, there's a record at some place somewhere in a box somewhere that proves, like a little piece of paper that proves you own the house, that you actually have the title. And now during the financial crisis, banks found it very, very, very difficult to prove that they owned your mortgage. I actually know somebody that lived in a house for years without paying his mortgage because he'd get a mortgage statement and he'd say, well, prove to me you own the mortgage. And they couldn't do it ever. So he just lived in his house for years because they couldn't prove that they actually owned his mortgage, right? It's just amazing. So shouldn't that just be blockchain? And I'm talking about a nice house. So anyways, yeah, nice house in Nevada. So anyways, I think that's where the big money is. But remember, I'm looking at it as a VC, not as a trader. Right? Before I was a Forex trader, I was a venture capitalist and entrepreneur. Right? So that's how I look at it. Like, it is the wave of the future. Okay, so that's probably the bigger money, but we'll see. So yeah, we'll add that in, but I want to show you that it does move very technically. Okay, it's very nice. So next week, down and up. Okay, and if we can't breach 9,000, you'll know what happens, right? What do you mean by that, Wayne? Well, if we're not going to breach 9,000, it's going to do this. So it depends if you're a bull or a bear. I wouldn't sell into a bull trend, but it's your money, not mine. All right, let's move. I gotta move. Give me the juice. See, I don't think that way, pro trader. Don't even ask. Like, I'm not picking on you. I'm grumpy today because I missed a phenomenal trade. Like, I just left probably like $5,000 on the table because I turned my head and coughed and missed it. But anyways, I don't think that way. All-time high, I don't care. The price really, I don't care about anything. What's the value of the pound dollar right now? Who freaking cares, right? But I will trade based on the direction I think the currencies are going, not based on their price, but based on their economic activity and global money flow because of that. No, I didn't lose 5K. I left it on the table. And it's actually more. It would have been 5K today, but I wanted it. Like you might have caught yesterday's video. In the very beginning, I said I was looking to do a trade that might just, achieve my annual goal for this trading account, which is a big statement. And then I kind of whimpered away from it. This was part of that. And, this, anyways, whatever. So we'll go over that. Okay. So anyways, guys, I don't really care about the price unless we're at like crazy psych levels. And I know that's going to move markets. I care about macroeconomics, economic activity, global money flow. So I'm more interested if the pound is going to go down, the pound's going to go down, and then I'm going to trade things against it and what price it goes to. Will it fall forever? Like, you remember those days? Like, is the euro dollar going to fall forever? Who cares? It's the wrong question, right? Is the euro dollar going to go to parity? Is it going to go below parity? Like, who cares? That's clickbait, right? It's not the right question. It's not the right thought process. It's irrelevant. It will fall until it stops falling. That's all I know. Doesn't matter what the price, doesn't matter, right? So anyways, but it's great clickbait if you're going to be on CNBC and you're like, I believe the euro dollar is going to fall to parity, and you get your sound bite. But otherwise, it's irrelevant. Because here's what I care about. How do I make money tomorrow? How do I make money next week? Is parity involved with that? No. Is euro dollar going to go up or go down to parity? Who cares? Not interested, right? Peter says the timing of your trades videos are awesome. Cool. Did you watch them all? Mr. Heifel, we just had a rate cut, so I'm not going to scalp into that, but okay. All right, so yesterday we talked about this being a the bottom. That's what we said, right? The bottom of the week, the bottom of the month. Someone actually traded it, got in at the top as they were supposed to, got out at the bottom as they were supposed to. Who was that? Michael, not backwards, but upside down. It's in one of the training courses at FX Bootcamp. Was it Jimbo? Yeah, Jimmy caught it. So anyways, I wanted to point out, like we said, look, this is clearly the weekly bottom. This is clearly the monthly bottom. Okay? Awesome, right? What do you do? Okay? And I believe, if it was Jim, he said he got out. Perfect. So Jim sold, I think it was in here, and got out here. Beautiful monthly trade. Monthly swing. Textbook. Yeah, and what did I say? Absolutely not. I said it's an absolutely perfect exit. Beautiful. Job well done. Why do I do that? I'm an entrepreneur. I'm self-taught. I looked at the way it was designed and said that was stupid. So I tweaked it to give me what I wanted, which is efficiency. Okay? But you have to understand, when I first started, there were no charts with my trading platform. So I traded. And then someone said, well, you really should know technical analysis. And I said, really? I'm like, what is that? And they're like, oh, that's how you read charts. Oh, cool. So I went and found a charting package, and it was $150 a month. Now, you couldn't trade off the charts. You can only do technical analysis. So I paid the $150, got the charts, set it all up, and I kind of was in a process like let's do it this way. It kind of looked like, that's not going to work, but it kind of looked like this. And I said, all right, well, I'm going to insert an indicator. What's an indicator? And I said, okay, well, let's look at average true range. And I say, okay. And I'm like, oh. Wonder what that does. Then I said, all right, well, let's do a money flow index. And I hit that. And I go, oh, that kind of looks similar but opposite, or sort of, oh. So I wonder what this is. That's interesting. I wonder what this is, right? And this is what I did. I just, all these things. Bill Williams, alligator. I wonder if that'll help me. Jaws period, teeth period. What salesmanship, huh? How stupid. Alligator, jaws, and teeth. Whatever, someone will buy it. And I look at that and go, oh. I wonder if that'll help. Okay? And there was no training, no books, all that kind of stuff. About this time, I was teaching myself commitment to traders reports and stuff. And over the course of time, like I had to like figure this stuff out all on my own, right? And after, I don't know, 5 or 6 years of like hard work, let's just put it that way, I got to a situation where this told me a lot of information. Now, I can see this here and I can see that there. So even over the last several years, you've noticed that I've deleted many of these indicators because I can just see them with my eyes. I can calculate them in my head. I don't need MACD in stochastics now because I can just look at the chart and calculate it in my head. Okay? But then things like Fibonacci, and I'm like, what's Fibonacci? So there was a video somewhere, and it said, oh, it has to do with the magic golden ratio that was discovered thousands of years ago, and it was ordained by God. Angels brought it down from heaven and gave it to man. And it explains why the cherry blossoms grow in a certain way and why the pattern on the outside of a pineapple is the way it is and that a sea star has skin. I'm like, what a load of crap this is, right? But it looked interesting because I get the idea in a trend that's trending up, you want to buy dips. So I said, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. So how do you do it? And I noticed that you did this, and then it would, this is the way it's typically done, right? And then I'm like, okay, well, that's weird. That doesn't help me. And then I'm like, what's this crap down here? So on and so forth. And I didn't like the way it was done, right? I just didn't like the way, the indicator drew things. I just didn't like it. And I said, I want to know the extensions as well as the retracements. So if I said, all right, I want to measure the retracement here. I want to know both the retracement and the extension in one shot. Okay? The 618 predicts a 1382. And I said, oh, that worked really well. And I did it again. And I did it again. And I did it again. And did it again. And did it again. And so what I've actually done here, it's super weird, but I'm super weird. Right? Don't call me normal for crying out loud. What I've done is I draw the Fibonacci studies upside down and I trick the indicator to say 382. Because look, the level 382, I'm describing it as 618. Level 618, which is at the actual mathematical level, in the description I say label that 382, which is here. So this 382 is actually 618. And the 786 is actually a 21.4. So I'm on purpose drawing the fibs upside down. Then I add the extensions that I want. 1618, 1618, 2618, 2618, 1382, 1382. Okay? And so what it does now, I draw it upside down. So I just very quickly go whack, and it says 382, 50%, 618. Okay? Which is my sweet spot. I already know that. And it automatically plots the extension. So I know, and you know I know, my sweet spot for trading is here. And if I buy in there, in particular this 618, okay, predicts a 1382. Okay? Make sense? Oh yeah, pivot points are not new. I would say Person is the godfather of pivot points. I certainly uh, I certainly knew about pivot points well before John Person started pitching them. There was an idiot in Canada who wrote something that got me into it, and it was funny because it was so stupid. The training was so stupid, and he wouldn't tell you how to calculate pivot points because he wanted you to pay him money, so he would tell you tomorrow's pivot points. And he said if you were losing money with your pivot points, oh, it's like flying an airplane. Just fly it upside down and do the opposite. You understand how like that makes no sense? Like, oh well, if my indicator tells you to buy and you keep losing money, don't worry about it. Just start selling. And you're like, well, that's weird. Why would you? If your indicator told me to buy, well then, but now you're telling me to sell. Then how do I know which one's which? Well, you'll know when you start losing money. Like, so stupid, right? So it was the only course I ever bought was a pivot point course, and it was stupid. So I threw it away. I read it on the balcony, on the side of a mountain, looking down on Radium Hot Springs. I had a cup of coffee in my hand, sitting out on this balcony. Does anyone know where Radium Hot Springs is? Yeah, Max, I have nothing against John. I used to bump into him all the time at conferences back when I did that. And he was a machine. He went to every conference there ever was. So I'd go to 5 a year. He'd go to 15 a year. No, I do not know. Never met Jared. Never seen him at a conference. I think he's no longer at MTI though. But yeah, no, don't know him. They had such a bad rep internationally that I just never wanted to, right? Well, how do I draw my charts? I use something called Epic Pen. Okay. Oops. Epic Pen. I think you can see that. No, hang on. I got to turn it off. Okay. Yes, and I've paid money. Yeah. Oh, that's Josh? No, but no, I don't know them. But yeah, like I said, people told me it was really bad, so I never developed any sort of relationship with them. Is that right, guys? So that's all I heard was it wasn't good, and you know, so like in particular, I hold like when I was in Dubai, I was looking for a place to hold conferences. I wanted to do, and I thought, oh, I said to some boot campers, I'm like, hey, maybe I should partner with them when I'm in Dubai. You know, we can get a big group together and we can meet in their offices. And then they're like, no, they're scum. I'm like, really? So that's all I know. Yeah, I could leave my charts there. See? Cool. Okay, cool. So anyways, let's move on.com. So I don't know anything about them, and I have nothing against Person. Let's do the trade I'm upset about, huh? Okay. So we'll go over the so if you remember at the beginning of the program, I was in a real bad mood. I had set up a trade. I waited for hours for it to set up, and then I got tired, and I wimped out and went to bed. And then when I woke up, I immediately grabbed my phone, opened up my MT4, and I said, "Son of a!" So let me show you what I was thinking and show you the plan that I beautifully set up but didn't trade. Boo-hoo. I don't want to do it here though. Guess I have to. USD, I don't even have a. All right, so let's do it this way. Oh, if you need to know more about price action, there's a course in the at fxbootcamp.com. All right, so we have this sort of down, 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 up, right? Down, 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 up, up, sell. So here's what I was looking at. So this was a very nice move. Everything worked great. And then if you're an Elliott wave person, you were probably thinking this was some sort of, three-wave correction or some nonsense like that. But what I had been waiting for all last night was a sell. Let's do this in yet another color. I was waiting for a sell here. And I said to myself, London Open. But the problem with London Open is that it's in the middle of the night for me, right? So sometimes it's a struggle. And I'm often waiting for an early front run and all that kind of stuff. And I just didn't quite get what I wanted, and didn't happen. You can see it didn't happen early enough, and it looks like probably the minute I walked away, it woke up. All right, so what I needed last night was an up, 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 up into this zone, and then my plan was to drop it like it's hot. And look at that, man. Oh my gosh. Ugh! This is what I woke up to. Snap! Then, here's the other funny thing, like salt into the wound. Then I open up the charts here. So this is a couple hours later. After I woke up, a couple hours later, I basically log into my computer to start setting up today's webinar. And we're right here. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is my reload. This is my reload. But I'm setting up my webinar, and I can't do it while I'm setting up my webinar. And even then, I was worried that I would we would start the webinar, and you're like, and this would be a loser, and you're like, what are you doing, Wayne? That looks bad. And it just, me doing the webinar, I talked myself out of the second chance trade. And I missed it. 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 I waited hours and hours and hours and hours of my life, and I missed it. I missed the follow-up. As Donald Duck would say, gosh. Yeah, so anyways, I feel more like Goofy than Donald. But anyways, so when the webinar started, I was already like, so like, look at this, guys. I was so ready for this. Let me draw it this way instead of with my drawing tool. I'll add it to the chart. I was so ready for this. I had it ambushed. I had it everything, and I didn't do it. And I was going to put big money on it too. Yeah, that's from being a father. I can do Donald Duck. I can do Goofy. I can do Mickey. I mean, it's just from reading comic books, right? right? It's just how it goes. When you have kids, I'm sure you're probably like that. So you can imagine, like, right? What would Mickey say here? I'm afraid of the lira. Why? I want to buy it. Right? Stuff like that. It's from reading books to children. So one of the things I'm proud of as a father is when my children were itty bitties, I would read Winnie the Pooh like many parents, but I would read them all in character. Right? I want, right? Anyways, we don't have to go through it. Ooh. Yeah, well, but here's the thing, Grind, right? And you know, it leads to just the whole psychology of trading. I actually waited like probably a month for that trade. And I was short, was it yesterday or the day before? I think I shorted this, but not this move because that's too aggressive. I believe I shorted this move and it was early. But I'm all right with that, and I lost money. That's fine. But it takes a lot of patience, right? It takes a lot of patience. And I mean, I'm telling you, I was here, right? Let's clear all this out. I was here waiting to sell here, and I didn't stay up all night, and I missed it. So, anyways, son of a. I can't get the honey from the honey pot. Oh, pooh, said Christopher Robin. So anyways, let's go to Rand. And our friends in South Africa cut interest rates. I don't know, right around here. Okay. And that would likely lower demand for South Africa. Because there's probably only two reasons really to invest into South Africa, right? Gold or interest rates. No, there isn't. Degree 360. You're welcome to join the swing trading group. We're starting right now, or not right now. We're starting in, I don't know, a couple hours. Is that right? 10:30, 11. We're starting in about 90 minutes doing the swing trading group. And then I think I should announce it. Why don't I just announce it? Next week, I haven't looked at the calendar. Maybe we should do that next. If it makes sense next week, wait, next week's a bunch of central banking, right? That might actually be a bad one. Well, anyways, coming up very soon, I'm going to spend an entire week showing people how to take the monthly methodology and the weekly methodology and fold that into a daily methodology as a form of day trading, right? Don't confuse that with intraday trading. Highlander says, hey man, can you go over how to calculate swap? Well, it's a quick and dirty method. It's not quite perfect because you have to account for various things. But anyways, let me just very quickly show you. All right, let's do Euro Turkish Lira. Okay, 178 in points, right? Calculate in points. It's like earning 17 pips a day, if you want to add that up. Now, let's try to calculate this. So, per standard lot, I don't know what it pays per day or per mini, but it probably adds up to something similar. Let me open up a calculator. So we'll try to figure this out. Calc. All right, so let's try to figure this out. If you short Turkish lira, one standard contract, $100,000 of euro lent to South Africa. You see that? Or wait, not rand. Oh, this was lira. All right, well, it's confusing, so let's just go on lira. Let's go here. Okay, so, and there's no watermark anyways. It's interesting. Template, Confluence. Okay, better. All right, so here's that, and then let's bring this back. Specification. Okay. Now, I know that this adds up to a yield. Now, where is, hang on, now my calculator's gone. Okay. Okay. This is a bit tricky because you have to figure out, you bought $100,000 worth of euro. So now you don't have 100,000 euro, you have 80,000 or 85,000 euro. And then you're lending it to South Africa or to Turkey, and now they're paying you. And then there's some costs and some spreads and all this kind of stuff. But I can tell you that one standard lot is $30.31, I think, per day. So 100, right? Leverage at 100 to 1. I put up $1,000 and I earn $30 a day. Does that sound good to you? Ali, the percentage one is the dumbest statistic there is. It's absolutely, completely meaningless. So I want you to, instead of focus on 98% winners and all that kind of stuff, I want you to focus on risk-adjusted performance. Okay? I'm not trying to knock you down unless you're trying to like pitch something, but what you're pitching is you don't get it. So if you walked into a professional investor and showed them that, they would walk out. I don't know if they would laugh, but they would walk out, maybe laughing. So I'm glad you're finding success. I don't mean to beat you down, but that it's the wrong statistic. You're focused completely on the wrong thing. All right, cool. Yeah, it's the wrong thing to focus on. What that tells someone is you don't know how to take a loss. No one is expecting you to be perfect, but they are expecting to be able to figure out how much risk is associated with your trading. And if you go in there and say, like, I'm risk-free, you're gone, you're dead, it's over. But it's a good, right, but I'm glad you're starting to find it, right? Right on, man. No, probably not, but, you know. Anyway, so, guys, you put up $1,000 and you earn $30 a day, right? Multiply 365. So if you can just stay in this trade for a year, okay? And you earn no pips at all, 0 pips. You will collect $11,000 in interest on your $1,000 investment. 1,100% return on investment. Well, Joe, there is a right way to do it, but the proper, like the thing, Joe, to focus on is not the winning percentage, but I'd love for someone to put in lots and lots and lots and lots of small trades, and many of them don't work out. But you're looking for opportunity. You're not throwing down dumb trades, but you're not afraid to take a shot because you're not over leveraged and all that kind of stuff. So you take a lot of shots and lots of things turn out, work out, but many things go break even. Some things go negative. And let's say at the end of the year, you have 500 losers, 1,000 break evens. Okay? But 150 winners worth 300 to 1,000 pips each. You'll attract tons of money. But the vast majority either lost money or broke even. Yeah, because you have an amazing risk management program. Yes, Highlander, that would be correct. In the United States, yeah, you'd have half that. So it'd only be 650% per year. Right, so elite, that's what everybody thinks when you show them that, and you just ended your career. And they're laughing at you at the same time. That would make it such a fool's errand it's so ridiculous, right? So I'm only ridiculing the strategy. I'm not ridiculing you, okay? So don't mix that up. If you're truly here to learn, right? If you're truly here to learn, you will acknowledge that. If you're set in stone, like that's the way you're going to trade, then, don't even swing by. Because if I'm here to teach, right? So if you're uncoachable, there's no point. But I appreciate the views and the likes and the thumbs up. But hopefully you're open-minded, right? Like it's so ridiculous that I hope you're open-minded to growing as a trader. Cool. So anyways, guys, right? So how do you break this down? Well, this is, right, pips that we're adding up here. Okay. Okay. So what bugs me is I was going to put one lot on this yesterday. Oops, I guess it was this one. I even told you the day before, I hinted that I was going to make a trade that if it worked out would represent 1/3 of my entire goal for the year. Okay. And so what you do is imagine along the way here, let's say you shorted here, 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 you shorted here. Okay? You're going to have a lot of trades that break even. So this is a winner, this is a winner, this is a winner, this is a winner, and this was a BE. Okay? And this is a winner. Okay? But anyway, sometimes they're violent and they go this way and then they go that way. So you might be a winner, winner, loser, loser, break even, and then another winner, whatever. This actually says double bottom, but whatever. See, in that case, if I'm building a portfolio and I'm not worried about break even trades, I'll take this knowing that it says break even, but I have to anticipate that I can move my stop to remove the risk before I get to the bottom. Okay, you understand? And then if it pops back up, whatever, I get knocked out, but at least for a day, right, I collect 30 bucks. Okay, now the trick here, guys, is that you also cannot trade this at rollover. Has anyone tried doing this at rollover? You just really can't do it. Okay. So for example, I was watching a trade. I don't typically trade rollover, so I don't even watch it. Okay. But recently I was watching my trade. I had taken a trade on, I think it was this one actually. I had shorted here. No. I shorted, I don't remember. Anyways, I was up, I think I was up $50. Hardly anything. Basically a break-even trade, right? What happened was it moved sideways during the period I was watching, so nothing happened. Except we approached rollover. What happens over at rollover? The spread spiked. And so now I was like negative $65. And I hadn't lost a pip. And that has to do with, at that period, lots of trades being closed and reopened, lots of people jumping in at the last second to try to catch yield because you get paid and all that kind of stuff. That happens. It happens every day. It happens absolutely every day. It's a part of the mechanics, let's say, of how the market works, how the interbanking system works, how brokerages work. Okay? So just because of the spread, I went from plus 50 to negative 65. And nothing happened. It's not like I lost a bunch of pips. So it was like, let me give you an example. Let's say you shorted here and rollover happened here. And you're up a whole bunch of money, but the spread goes from here to here. Okay? So look at the spread now. Can you see the? Let me exaggerate this. Let me drop into a smaller time frame. Okay, the spread right now in the Euro Turkish Lira is here and here. Okay, at rollover, this red line will go to here. Whenever your broker does it, right? So 5 p.m., 6 p.m. is pretty normal. Your London broke, there are a few, I don't know if there's even a few left, but there were some that would roll over London, that kind of stuff. I know someone that had an account in Switzerland as well as the United States. And what would happen was he'd catch rollover in New York, but he'd also trade rollover in Switzerland. So he'd get twice a day rollover. Because he had a strategy of trying to purposely trade the rollover, which was really another amazingly stupid system of extreme high risk. But he claims to have made $20,000 in 30 seconds trading rollover. And it had to do with, I believe it was a Thursday after a long weekend at 4:59 p.m. He dropped like hundreds of thousands of dollars, leveraged 100 to 1, maybe even leveraged 200 to 1. And it dropped, and he was up like 60 grand. But the problem is you can't get out, and there's some other issues too. But anyways, and by the time he was able to safely get out, like a minute later. But in the first 30 seconds, maybe it was different back then, depending on the pair. But anyways, long story short, in a minute, he pocketed. Like, that's what he pocketed. Okay? And so I yelled at him. He was a boot camper. I yelled at him. You know how easy he could have just lost everything? Just the spread, a counter trend, a pop, a wink, a butterfly flaps his wings. He could have lost $300,000. And he risked it to make that quick money, right? That's a drug, man. That's a drug. So anyways, I'm really bummed. Missed my trade, and then I missed the other follow-up trade, and maybe there's another one happening here, so I just got to take a walk and start it over. Okay. So anyways, let's move. I got to move. Give me the juice. Yeah, South Africa cut its interest rates. That's going to impact things. Let's take a look at gold and oil. Jax is amateur. Yeah, you know, I don't believe he trades anymore. Oh, gold and oil. Let's do WTI. Has anything changed? No. Okay. Okay, smaller time frame. Let's do this. We have to mark. Let's get rid of that. Well, I guess that's good enough. You should mark this area here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark my guesstimate of the future 55. So down and to the right, I'm going to mark sort of this area. Okay, we're on a 4-hour now. So let's drop into, I don't know, a 15-minute chart. There's the first X. So one of the things, if I'm a bear here, is I might want to sell off 4H21. Okay, where's the 4H21? Oops, let's do this in proper color here. 4H21 is here. And what this is doing, it's like a storm front. Okay? It's nothing but cold air blowing this from this direction. If you're a bear, this is how you're reading it. I'm not saying, remember, it doesn't tell you. This is how you're reading the algorithm. Okay? So as we get closer and closer, what you're thinking is that this gets pushed down. If you're a bear, that's what you're thinking. That this has been down, 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 sideways, and then a new down, down, down. If you want to think of it like, 90-degree angles. Okay? Okay? Kind of thing. Maybe you could do it this way. Okay. Okay, I'm not drawing a wedge per se. This just won't let me do it. Okay, I'm drawing this as sort of a form of resistance, right? That in the past it was very, very bearish. Then we move sideways, let the moving averages catch up, and then it drops again for a new, right? A new vertical drop. Okay. Like stairs. Instead of drawing a trend like this, it's a trend like this. In fact, that's all that trends are. That's all that straight lines are. A straight line is a bajillion tiny little tiny little ups and downs. But then you simplify it and your mind says, oh, that's straight. Okay? How many corners does a circle have? Degree 360 has to know this. Peter says, does quarter theory work? I don't know what the hell that is, but remember what I told you yesterday is basic common sense about business is what matters. How many corners does a circle have? Come on, guys. Pretty basic question. Insert coin, right? Game over. A circle has an infinite amount of corners. Yes. It has an infinite amount of corners. So a straight line trend, because let's go back to this one that I drew. Okay. On let's say a 4-hour chart, a trend that looks like this on a 5-minute chart. Okay? So what we're looking at now potentially is what I'm trying to drill into you. On a very high time frame, this is what it looks like. It's a step. I talk about step ups and step downs. Okay. So you might want to think of that only if you're a bear. If you're a bull, would you buy this? No, it would be dumb. Yeah, it's an infinite amount of corners. A circle looks like this. Hang on. A circle looks like this. If you magnify it 1,000 times, right? That's what the edges look like. But from a higher point of view, you just see this. Ali, we don't want to hear it anymore. I've already told you what you're trying to or attempting to do is borderline mentally retarded. I was trying to be a little nicer, but so we're not interested. But I'm glad you're feeling confident and have found success. But it's like the dumbest thing ever, what you're doing. So let's just put all that aside and let's focus on how to build yourself properly as a trading business. Okay? That's all. And I know that was a slap in the face, but come on. Put it aside. Let's teach you how to trade properly. Okay? But if you don't have a stop loss, your losing ratio is going to be really low because you never take a loss. Okay? So anyways, I don't know if you genuinely want to be here to learn or if you're spamming to try to get clients to follow you on some program. So I don't know what your intent is. If it truly is to learn, then let's put it aside, okay? Cool. So anyway, so what I was trying to say is on a higher time frame, that might be what's happening where we had this drop. sideways, wait for the moving averages to catch up, and another drop. Now, that's if you're a bear, and this doesn't draw quite right. Now, if this doesn't work, where's your fallback plan B? The fallback plan B is back to the moving averages, and this would be your sell in the future. And you'll see that this lines up pretty well with what is likely to happen next week. Okay? Now, bulls, I think bulls have it easier because they don't have to do anything. A bull should wait for an up, a down, and maybe even an up, a down, and an up. So bulls have to say, hey, I might not buy for the next couple of weeks. Okay? Does that make sense? Let's do gold next. Okay. Gold. Gold may have found some resistance, right? Yes, good, Ollie. That's cool. Let's just put all the other stuff aside, okay? You're welcome here. I hope you are a subscriber and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So Grind says, do I think oil is going to go to $30 this year? Zero chance. Okay. And of course, if it does go to 30 along the way, I'll be able to adjust both fundamentally and technically. But based on my analysis in the moment, absolutely zero chance. Cool. So anyways, very interesting. So I'm going to draw this. Okay. And we need to play off this idea a little bit. Okay. I know I cannot buy, right? Cannot buy. Okay. So there, if you're a bear, that gives you a sort of plausibility. Okay. So a bear is thinking this. Okay. Let us take a look at, did I miss anything? Yeah, I think I'm kind of done for the day. I'm tired, man. Not refiners, producers. Hope. A refiner would love to buy it at 40 bucks. XAU, didn't I just do it? Did I miss it? I said I was going to do it. No, that's it. I just did it. Yeah, producers, not refiners. Yes. What do you mean, max? Oh, for the day, maybe? What day is it tomorrow? If it's Friday, I'll be here. Yeah. Are you a subscriber? Okay. I'm going to shoot for 8 o'clock tomorrow. Okay. Cool, Max. So I hope I answered everyone's questions, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm looking at the time. Yeah, so I'm just cranky today. I set up a big epic trade, and so I'm gonna have to like do it all again, set it all up again. But that's what we do, right? Sean Geese is going to take a nap. The problem is like I've been getting too much sleep. It's funny, I've been getting a lot more sleep and I'm no better off. Tony, we got a meeting later today. Yes, swing traders. Meet at 11 a.m., which is just over an hour and 15 minutes. We will meet over at swing.fxbootcamp.com. If you'd like to join the swing trading group, it's swing.fxbootcamp.com. We look for trades that are for the week, which should last about 150 pips, or trades for the month, which generally produce 300 pips. And also, sometime soon, and I'll have to look at the calendar, because I think next week we have a lot of central banking issues or stuff, and that will screw up sort of typical day trading. So if that's the case, next week won't be the right week, but sometime very soon, I'm going to take everyone in the swing trading group through day trading to show you like how to make like 100 pips a day. Okay? That kind of stuff. How come we don't do Euro USD anymore? I'm sorry, maybe ask tomorrow. Yeah, I find it sort of it's just maybe something that I'm not trading every day. So it's just me, right? Right on, Shonky. Yeah. So, anyways, Raj, I can't. I can't answer that. But ask me tomorrow, Raj, and then remind me tomorrow that I didn't cover it today, and I'll cover it. I'll cover it tomorrow. But you have to understand. Just one comment before we leave. What is the pattern I teach you guys for January? An early drop. Come on. Okay, an early drop in yen pairs, followed by what? What have I taught you guys? I might have to revise the third week. The last 3 or 4 years, it's been happening even earlier than that, right? That's false rally. Okay? Have the yen pairs done that this year? Did we have an early quick drop? And have we had a full retracement? Okay? So the funny thing is, right, we talked about this in August, for example. Okay? So what you do with the information is the same of any strategy. So if you think yen pairs are going to go up in February, let's say this is what you believe. I don't know what you believe. But let's say that's what you believe. What you do next is what's important. Okay? So if I said in August that January would have a quick drop, okay? I did a swing trading group like January 2nd so that my swing trading group was ready, willing, and able. Okay? And then we know, I say third week, I may have been wrong. It seems to be speeding up. But nonetheless, the next part of the strategy was, I think it's going to go back up. Seriously up. %100 up from the 100% down, right? So that's just a strategy. It's just an idea. Okay? Over the years of being a trader, you should, if you're doing the right things, to excel your excellence, every year you'll get better at taking your strategy and using technical analysis to carry it out. Right? You see what I mean? But if you don't have this part, let's do this in a different color. If you don't have this part, you're floating on a raft in the sea and there's no current. Where are you going to be tomorrow? It just depends which way the wind blows, maybe. You know, like, you have to have a steering mechanism, so to speak, and maybe even a power source, right? So if you thought it was going to do this and then do this in January, what you do on a 15-minute chart should look like this. Oops. Okay, it should look like this. Oh, I lost money there. So then you're like, oh, Why? Because that's what you thought it would do. RajFXBootcamp.com or swing.fxbootcamp.com. Okay, gotta go. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. What else? May your profits be above average. I love you. I want you to succeed. Thank you for being here every day. Thank you for your loyalty. You're awesome. I'll see you tomorrow.